Yo, Golden! How we doing? Awesome. My name is Bear. My dad loves to remind me I named you that, not the hippies. But I come from a different time and all these changes, you know. I had a beeper. Do you remember beepers? Yeah, that's why I never got a smartphone. I know that's the way my mom can track me and tell me to come home. She'd beat me. 911, 911. But I come from a different time. You remember Blockbuster? Got put out of business by Netflix. Toys R Us got put out of business by Amazon. Walmart. Heroin got put out of business by fentanyl. I'm from the time where you could find a mystery bag of powder on the bar floor and go home with your friends happy. These kids today have to know science in order to take that bag home. But sometimes we would fail, because it's usually cocaine or Molly. Sometimes it's a psychedelic called 2CI that my brother picked up at a Grateful Dead show in Atlanta. And he didn't tell any of us that he found his mystery bag of powder. And he's like, these guys are on acid. I'm going to do this Molly all by myself. But it was a psychedelic more powerful than acid. And he's over here doing all of it by himself. And the Grateful Dead just started playing my favorite song, Fire on the Mountains, and my brother's having a meltdown. He's like, am I going to die? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, Fire on the Mountains is on. No, you're not going to die. So if you're deadhead, that song will bring you back. So I'm a hippie, and my friend, his parents are hippies. And it's confusing enough growing old, but when your parents are hippies, how do you go through that rebellious phase? Get a job, go to school, get a degree. It's kind of hard to run away from your dad's teepee, and he chases you down on horseback and says, it's cool, bro, we can talk about it. But hippies have done some good things for society. They invented the word grounded. Take away the TV, take away the phone, get grounded. Before that, I guess we just beat our kids. I think I'm still grounded, technically. My friends, they all call me Bear. That's not what I was born with, that name. But we all went to Burning Man, and my friends whose parents are hippies, their names are Blu-ray and Solmar. And so they're like, what's my Burning Man name? We need a Burning Man name. And then they realized they came with Burning Man names. And so they were like, I'll go by Bob, and you go by Sam. All week, they went by Bob and Sam at Burning Man. It's hilarious. But, here in Colorado, you guys make hippies feel safe. You guys legalize pot. Kind of put me out of a job. Nobody tells you what happened to the weed man, the one that made it out. He delivers pizza now. DoorDash. And these people with the snowboard racks on the top of their car looking like police, they're slowing down your food. I'm sorry, sir. So, if all these... now that pot's legal, I'm not so worried about Big Brother looking in on my life, trying to sell me whatever I was talking about earlier in the day. But if they are taking all of these stats on us, I feel like they should be giving us some stats. Am I actually the worst driver in Denver, or is that just what my ex-girlfriend says? I feel like we've got some good numbers. Like, I feel like I'm in the top 1% of people laying in bed while I text. I'm on the way. They have these numbers. How many people separate us from Kevin Bacon? Is it 5? That's for the old people. So, here we are. I've got a little gray in my beard, so that means I'm going through a midlife crisis. But my generation doesn't know how to do a midlife crisis. My dad, he bought a Corvette, spins in circles. My generation doesn't have Corvette money. So a midlife crisis for my generation looks like a 35-year-old should be trading recipes with the other moms at school, but instead this weekend she's getting her head shaved. Where's our Britney Spears? That's a midlife crisis for my generation. I did this joke with a girl who had her head shaved the other day. I felt bad. And the guys, the single guys, they're not doing the midlife crisis correctly either. Should have been joining the military 30 years ago, but instead he's been working in a factory with his dad. His knees are all gone now. But you'll find him this weekend at Bass Pro Shop looking for night vision goggles to hunt a deer. Tanner, if you need night vision goggles to hunt a deer, you're not the warrior we need right now. Okay, we got a killer lineup tonight. You guys ready for your first comic? Okay, we've got a great guy, and I am happy. This is my first time to perform with him. Give it up for Cruz Figueroa.